Shein is everywhere.
Shein.
Shine.
I say Shein.
It's Shein.
You don't search for it. It finds you. Your sister's haul video. A friend bragging about 10 outfits for the price of one.
The biggest Shein haul ever.
Another Shein clothing haul, and I've been getting
The $200 Shein haul.
Your own feed, slowly drowning in sponsored smiles and plastic wrap promises. It looks harmless, too good to question. But the moment you do, everything unravels. You start asking, how is this even possible? Clothes that cheap, that fast. And then the answers come, and they're ugly. A girl working 16 hours a day for pennies. A designer watching her stolen work walk down someone else's feed.
Shein $1.7 million for misleading customers.
Reports Shein sales could actually be a lot more than $30 billion annually.
The truth? It's darker than any discount could hide. A landfill overflowing with shirts no one wore twice. But none of that's in the ad. None of that shows up at checkout. That's the trick. Shein sells you the surface and buries the rest. It's not just fashion anymore. It's something colder, faster, and a hell of a lot darker. Shein didn't start as a giant. It slipped in quietly. Just another online store pushing cheap, trendy clothes. Nothing remarkable at first glance. But while the rest of the fashion world was still working off seasons, spring, summer, fall, Shein skipped the calendar and plugged straight into the internet's bloodstream. They didn't build stores. They built software. Algorithms that track your every click, your likes, your shares, your screenshots. Every second you linger on a dress or scroll past a color, Shein's watching. It knows what's trending before you do. It creates faster than competitors can even approve a design. Sometimes within days, sometimes within hours. By 2020, Shein wasn't just growing, it was exploding. Millions of users. Number one in app stores. Teens, college students, influencers, all hooked on the rush of buying more for less. But here's where it gets strange. The bigger Shein got, the more it disappeared. No charismatic founder doing interviews. No clear leadership team. Try looking up their corporate structure. It's a mess of shell companies and vague addresses. The brand has reach in over 150 countries, and yet somehow it feels like no one is in charge. No face to blame. No voice to question. It's not just a company anymore. It's a system, one that watches us constantly, feeds us endlessly, and hides behind the very speed it sells. You want to know where Shein's clothes come from? Not the tags, not the product page. I mean, really where? Picture a room the size of a one-bedroom apartment, maybe smaller. Now cram 15 people in it. Sewing machines lined shoulder to shoulder, no windows, fluorescent lights buzzing overhead. It smells like hot fabric, glue, dust, the kind that coats your throat after a few hours. Some workers sleep here, right next to the piles of shirts they were sewing 10 minutes ago. And they don't stop. 12, 14, 16 hours, every single day. One woman told a journalist she only rests when her fingers bleed. Her manager said if she's tired, she can leave. But if she leaves, she doesn't get paid. So she stays. Shein says it audits its factories, that it holds suppliers to high standards. But the audit reports that actually leak, they're brutal. One showed workers clocking 75 hours a week with no days off for an entire month. Another factory had no emergency exits, no safety training, no contracts, and no one's really surprised because these workers, most of them migrants from rural towns, don't have other options. They take the job, they take the hours, they take the insults, the docked pay, the pressure, because refusing means nothing to eat, simple as that. You think of factories as busy places, loud, maybe even chaotic. But inside these rooms, it's quiet, not peaceful, exhausted. You don't waste breath when you're trying to meet a quota that keeps rising. Miss a stitch, lose time, lose money. There's no cushion, no forgiveness. Some workers wear adult diapers because they're not allowed enough bathroom breaks. That's not an accusation. That's a fact. And here's the part that hit. All this labor, all this strain, all this human cost is for clothes most people will wear twice, maybe once. Clothes that fall apart in the wash, clothes that get returned, tossed, forgotten. Shein moves fast, but it doesn't move alone. It runs on bodies, on exhaustion, on people we'll never see, but who feel the weight of our choices every single day. Imagine you're a designer. You spend weeks or maybe months creating a piece that means something. It's your vision, your identity, and then you post it online, proudly hoping it finds its way into the world. Then a few days later, you see it. Your exact design, your colors, your stitching, your heart. On Shein, selling for $12.99. No credit, no tag, no explanation, just gone. And when you speak up, no response, or worse, an email saying Shein couldn't find any evidence of infringement. As if you imagine the whole thing, as if your work isn't yours anymore, the second they can profit from it. This isn't an isolated story. It's a pattern, a system, a business model built on volume, speed, and theft. Shein scrapes the internet for what's trending. Pinterest, Instagram, Etsy, small brand sites. And if something pops off, it gets copied fast, mass-produced, flooded into the market before the original creator can even blink. And who's going to sue them? Independent designers don't have legal teams. They have rent, they have day jobs. They don't have the money to chase down an international megacorporation hiding behind shell companies and generic email addresses. Some try. They file takedown requests, post about it on social media, hope the internet cares for 5 minutes. But Shein is too fast, too big, too slippery. By the time anyone notices, the damage is done. The design's been sold, resold, and buried under 1,000 more. This isn't inspiration, it's robbery, and it's happening in plain sight. What gets lost in all of this isn't just money, it's trust. It's the idea that creativity still matters, that people can build something and not have it snatched away by a faceless machine churning out knockoffs for clicks. But Shein doesn't care who made it, only who will buy it. You ever wonder what happens to all those clothes? The ones you didn't like once they arrived. The stuff that didn't fit, didn't look like the photo, didn't feel right. The maybe I'll return it pile that ends up in the trash. Because they don't go back on shelves. Not really, most of it just disappears. Out of your house, out of sight. Into landfills, burn piles, dumped in countries that had nothing to do with any of it. And Shein? It produces more than anyone. We're talking thousands of new styles every day. Cheap, synthetic, disposable, made to fall apart, designed to be worn twice, maybe 3 times before it stretches, fades, rips, or just stops feeling new. Polyester, nylon, acrylic, it's all plastic. It doesn't break down, it just sits. In landfills, in oceans, in the stomachs of fish. Tiny fibers floating in the water we drink, the air we breathe. It's not fashion, it's microplastic. And the factories pumping this stuff out, they dump their dyes into rivers. Shein says they're working on sustainability. That's their word. It's everywhere in their PR. But what does that mean? Carbon offset banners on their homepage? Planting a few trees while thousands of gallons of toxic sludge run downstream? This industry is one of the top 5 polluters in the world, and Shein is scaling it faster than anyone. It's not just about overproduction, it's about indifference. You can't make this much, this fast, this cheap, and pretend to care what happens after the sale. You want to see the future Shein's building? Go to Ghana. Look at the mountains of rotting clothes, tons of it, choking waterways, buried in the sand, dumped on communities who never asked for any of it. That's where your $4 crop top ends up. Not always, but often enough, and the planet keeps the receipt. Let's not pretend. Most people don't open the Shein app because they need something. They open it because they're bored, or anxious, or just want to feel good for a minute. A $5 top feels like a reward. Cheap, fast, effortless. You click add to cart before you've even thought it through. And that's exactly how Shein wants it. It doesn't just sell clothes, it sells the rush. Thousands of new items every day. Timers, flash sales, fake scarcity, all designed to keep you moving fast, never asking questions. It feels like winning. Until you stop and wonder what exactly you're winning. You buy 10 things, wear 2, the rest ends up stuffed in a drawer, forgotten. That's the pattern. That's the business model. And it's not just the money you lose, it's the awareness. Because every time you buy without thinking, you're feeding a system built on silence. On people you'll never meet working in places you'll never see. Making things they can never afford. The clothes are cheap because someone else paid the price. It's not your fault, you were never supposed to know. But now you do. When Shein gets called out, it doesn't explain, it deflects. Critics post footage of exhausting factory shifts, and suddenly influencers are flown in for factory tours that look more like movie sets. Clean floors, happy workers, pre-approved talking points. Meanwhile, real audits, when they leak, tell a different story. Unsafe hours, no contracts, no protection. Designers speak out about stolen work, and Shein ignores them or buries the claims under layers of legal red tape. Try finding out who owns Shein, and you'll end up chasing dead ends, shell companies, vague addresses, nobody answering questions. That's not an accident, it's strategy. The goal isn't to fix anything, it's to confuse, distract, and buy enough good press to outpace the backlash. Because the truth doesn't matter if no one can catch up to it. And Shein's always 10 steps ahead, sprinting away from accountability. Every cheap item comes with a cost, it's just not printed on the tag. Someone somewhere is working past exhaustion for that $4 shirt. Someone else is watching their original design get copied, resold, erased. Rivers are being dyed the color of next season's trend. Landfills are choking on fabric no one wears twice. And for what? A dopamine hit? A haul video? We tell ourselves that it's just fashion, but this isn't fashion. It's consumption without consequence. Maybe you didn't know before. Maybe no one asked you to think about it. But now that you do, you can't unsee it. This isn't about being perfect. It's about being awake. So before you buy the next thing, pause. Ask yourself who made it. What did it cost them? Do I need it, or am I just trying to feel better for 5 minutes? Because in the end, someone always pays full price, and it's almost never the person wearing it.